this trip with Austin? How is it? How this idea of coming here came out?
So, I just got out of an 11-year relationship, and I decided, it's a very big life change, right? So, I wanted to do something to kind of distract me a little bit, and I've always been a fan of Kill Tony, which is like a comedy show, and I was like, and also I might be losing my job in January as a flight attendant, so if I'm going to use my flight benefits, I have to use them now. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to go and try to get on the show. And I'm not, I'm not like a professional stand-up comedian or anything, but I was like, it's kind of like a bucket list thing, I guess. I guess it's a bucket list thing, but if I'm good at it, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's great that you're taking that risk, that you're using your benefits, that you're finding a way to see yourself in different environments for your for your personal needs, to change the activities for a while, get a little bit out of your hometown.
I just wanted to get out of my, for 11 years I've been, kind of doing the same, like working towards one goal, and that goal's not going to happen anymore, and I have no idea what I want to do now. So rather than be depressed about it, I'd rather go try to create something positive, for myself.
That sounds great. So interesting. How are you feeling now after a couple days? It's been more than a week, right? How are you feeling now?
So I came here originally, and the show is like a lottery, so you put your name in a bucket and they pull people out.
Oh,
so I came on Monday, and I didn't get pulled, and I was like, you know what? Let me just try to get another Monday. I don't have to be at work till Wednesday, so why don't I just stay another week? Try see the scene or whatever, and do the open mics and get better, and then try again. So that's what I'm doing, and then off to work. So
okay, hopefully it will work out.
Yeah. If not, I'll have fun. I met a lot of fun people. So it's I think it was totally worth it.
Yeah, if it is meant to be, it will work out. I'm sure. Okay, Grace, and tell me a little bit more about your current job. You just mentioned that you might be changing your job or losing it next year, but what is it? What have you learned from such an intriguing occupation, which is being a flight attendant?
So before I was a flight attendant, I was a chef, and I love cooking. I've a huge passion for food, right? But it doesn't pay that much, and it was, I was trapped in a basement, cooking all the time, and I was just I want to go experience the world. I was a big fan of Anthony Bourdain, so I wanted to how could I travel the world and taste all the food and experience all the cultures and stuff, but not be a famous person. And then I was flight attendant. So then I applied to all the airlines I could, and I finally got a job with Norwegian Airlines in 2016, and I didn't realize what a great opportunity it was when I got it, because it's only international. So I saw so many places that regular flight attendants would be on reserve for 15 years before they got to go see that. So that was an amazing opportunity. And then I lost my job during the pandemic because it was only international flights. And then I worked for Spirit, and it was the worst decision I ever made in my life. But then luckily a few people from the old airline started another airline called Norse, and I got rehired, and it was great because all the people that I worked with previously came back for the most part, and it feels like one big family. But unfortunately they leased our planes to a company in India from at least from January till April. So I don't know if I have enough seniority in my union because they do it in order of when you were hired. So like first in, first out. So they, like I'm number 60, they might only need 30 people from January till April. So I might not have a job from January till April. And hopefully it's just January till April, but you never know. It's hard because I have so many, you know, I broke up with my fiance. I also found out I'm probably not going to be able to have kids. I found out so many big things at once that this is really, like, I'm glad I'm doing something positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely I do.
Yeah, so moving back in with my mom, like, it's not going great.
Okay. Interesting stage in your life right now, right? With a lot of coming and currently changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But they say, you know, ends are just new beginnings, right? So
I have heard that.
I hope they're right.
And I hope so too, Grace. I believe it does.
Yeah.
What about when you said you lose your job in the pandemic?
Yeah.
And maybe you lose it now back in the coming year. But what do you think have you learned, or it will be different this time in case that happens? Because it must be really difficult during the pandemic.
The pandemic might have been easier because everyone was in the same boat.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Actually, during the pandemic, I started a YouTube channel where I do like cooking, and like that actually, my goal that I'm like not sure about right now is I really want to start my own homestead and grow my own food, kind of like have an off-grid base type of thing.
Okay.
But that's why I was like learning beekeeping and like everything like that. But it just costs so much, and being a flight attendant, like a commercial flight attendant, doesn't pay that much. So what I'm gonna do is, if I lose my job, I'm gonna try to save up now from when I probably lose my job to pay for private flight attendant training, like their safety training. And then hopefully I can get a job as a private flight attendant because I've heard they make a lot more money. And then with my background as a chef, I should be able to get, you know, I think I could probably get a little more money with those skills. So that's the plan now, but it's, you know, we'll see. You know, everything is, you just gotta take it one day at a time. I don't want to like focus too much on plan, but like, you know, life happens when you're making plans, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. What about the passions that you have, Grace? I know you seem like a very interested person in life, in being learning all the time. You know about kitchen, about cooking, it takes a lot of knowledge to get. You have experience because you've been traveling all over the place also.
Yeah, the flying has made the food, like, it's just so fun to like go, and having like that base knowledge from cooking and then being able to like go places, and like I've learned so much more traveling than I ever did working in the kitchen, honestly.
Okay, have you ever tried a new flavor lately that you remember, that you were sort of surprised that you like it and experienced for the first time, maybe?
There's so many. It's like, oh man, and recently, because I want to grow my own food,
okay.
I think the cooler thing is that I've been experiencing like these new flavors, especially I was flying to Thailand for a while, and because I'm in Florida now, their climates are similar, so I've been figuring out how to grow some of like the tropical herbs and stuff that are in Thailand on my patio in Florida. So like I love pandan. It's like they call it like the poor man's vanilla. It looks like a grass, but it's so fragrant, and they use it in a lot of pastries and stuff in Thailand, and even in like rice. And it's just I was like, I could grow this in Florida. So now, you know, aside from having like tasted all these cool flavors, I'm also like, can I grow that?
Can I also have a little bit of that in my house?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
You say it's called pandan?
Pandan.
Pandan.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems like it. And what about your passion for telling jokes? I mean, you've been knowing a lot of people on the planes, on the restaurant, on your traveling. How is it that you find funny in human life or human routine, or what is funny for you?
I mean, something's always happening. I love being a flight attendant because you just meet so many interesting people, and then like every day is different. So it's just like you, like you're not gonna have a trip and like not have a funny story after. Like sometimes it's harder for people to relate to the jokes because they're pretty niche, you know, they're like flight attendant jokes, like you kind of have to know the life a little bit, but you're always just meeting really like characters, you know, so it's great. Yeah.
Perfect, Grace. Are you excited about tonight?
Yeah, hopefully I get pulled out of the bucket. We'll see.
What will be a cooking dish for celebration for whatever happened tonight? What would be a good idea of cooking a cooking dish for you for celebration?
For celebration?
Like a cooking meal.
Out to eat?
Yeah, what would you cook for a meal for celebration?
I mean, hopefully if I'm celebrating, I'm not the one cooking.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, you would rather go out, of course.
So breakfast, I guess.
Good breakfast celebration.
Yeah.
One last thing, Grace, about human interaction. How you find yourself now meeting new people. How you find yourself making more knowledge about yourself, more deeper connection with your inner self, your inner desires, what you naturally like. How you find yourself at this point of your life in that human situation of knowing?
I think I used to be really shy.
You used to be really what?
Really shy. And I try to remind myself, like, that everyone is just as nervous meeting a new person as you are. And, you know, there's nothing better when someone comes up to you and says hi. So it's like, just do it, because it's like, you know, you're thinking the same thing. So just like rip the Band-Aid off and like do it, which I have to keep telling myself because I'm telling you now, but I'm sure later I'm going to be nervous and like not talk to anybody for a little bit.
Yeah, it happens. And I don't know what is it that sometimes you just get nervous about things, about what could happen. But
yeah, because nobody's gonna be like, yeah, don't talk to me. Like that doesn't happen.
That would be so weird, right?
Yeah.
But I think something I found so much wisdom in what you just said is the thing about try to see it with different perspective, but just going and do it, like knowing that in the end you can just go and do whatever is you're afraid of.
Yeah.
Maybe like you say that you think about maybe they are just as nervous as I am. Probably they are. So that's a good way to see the things that you're afraid, to see them with a different perspective. You know, to cooperate with the things that you're afraid.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people just fear something and don't do anything or don't think about it. Just feel the fear and let them act or not act.
Well, it's just I feel like. This sounds kind of like mean, but you have to think of it in a good way. Nobody cares about you. Like, nobody cares.
For real.
Yeah. They only care, they're the main character in their story, so they only care about themselves, really, right?
They would probably forget.
Like, that's their only perspective, right? So, like, in that case, also, nobody's judging you either. Because they're too busy caring about themselves to judge you. So just, go make that impression and say hi.
Learn to overcome those feelings of fear.
Yeah.
Learn to step on those feelings of I'm afraid, I'm shy,
And I learned that, you know, being a flight attendant, it looks like everybody hates you, but they want you to talk to them because they're nervous about flying. Like half the time I'll see like these big, strong, angry guys, and like they're looking like that because they're scared to be on a plane and they're about to shit themselves, but they're like, you would never know. Because you just think, oh, big strong man, never cried a day in his life. You know what I mean?
He's kind of acting, particularly
yeah.
acting, but
And so many times I've talked to like, oh, I'm so happy you talked to me because I was so nervous. And you're like, what? You were nervous. So.
I have a question. One last question, Grace.
All right.
That's a different subject. Why people stand up before? What do you think people stand up before the plane lands to wait and go out of the plane?
I mean, it's obviously because they're anxious, but it's also because they're assholes. Keep your seatbelt on until the seatbelt sign has been turned off.
Yeah, we told you like many times to stay seated, and they just do it, right?
A lot of people are nervous about like connecting flights, and they just get like, I gotta get off the plane. Oh, they think nobody's gonna let me pass, and it's like it'll be fine.
I feel like the most common answer for everyone is like because they are assholes. But you just give me like two good really options for people to be kind of anxious or
it's the same thing. Is that they're the main character in their story? They think, oh, no one's gonna give me 10 seconds to bring my bag down. Like people are gonna let you put your bag down. You know?
And you know what's funny? They make it just worse, right?
Yeah, they make it worse. It's like those are the same people that are like crowding the gate area before you board the plane. It's the same thing, but it's just like it's so important. PSA, right? It's so important though to really wait until the seatbelt sign is off because people think like, oh, we're taxiing or we're like, you know, we're out on the runway. Like you would never stand up in a moving car like that, you know? And like sometimes, especially like you've heard the news with air traffic control and everything, like if another plane is coming or something, like you're gonna have to move fast. Like, you know, even like if the pilot has to step on the brakes or something, like everything's gonna go. Like you have to wait.
There is a reason.
There's a reason. Like
so
everything, they say all of the aviation rules, they're written in blood, right? The only reason we have a rule is because something happened and somebody died. And that's why we made that rule. So.
Thank you so much for that information, Grace.
Yeah.
I will always remember it. Something that you would like to say before saying goodbye to this starring audience of this channel?
Really, just thanks for having me. It's been really fun, and yeah, I'm excited to see the channel and everything.
Yeah, and to see what's coming up for us, right? For each of us as individuals, but as a society. As a country, as a world, because it's crazy right now.
It's crazy.
Very crazy. See you, Grace. Thank you.
Bye.
You should text me whenever you can your website. I mean your YouTube channel for kitchen.
Okay.
Because